Hi everybody, it's Ryan from Ryviews.com. Today I'm reviewing Decision Medieval by Fly Anvil. It's a sequel of sorts to Decision and Decision 2, which were the same series but they were in modern times. This has a very similar feel to those games. Not a whole lot has changed, but it is still an updated version set in medieval times, and it's a nice change of pace. I've played the other games and I enjoyed them, and this one was fun, but it definitely felt like a few of the features went a little unused. Certainly at least the way I played it. But overall, it was a very strong entry and it was an entertaining way to spend a few hours. The game is played from an overhead perspective. You control a soldier, helping a medieval kingdom deal with a zombie and orc infestation. Throughout your journey, you build defenses and buildings, upgrade your gear, and rescue these masters to unlock more upgrade options. I really liked the upgrade system. It sometimes gets a little grindy, but in general, I never felt like I had to do an unnecessary amount of replaying. And I really liked that you upgraded the weapons as well as building experience with them as you use them. I thought it was a really cool way to kind of advance damage in two separate avenues. That was a very nice feature. I also really enjoyed unlocking the masters slowly to unlock more skills. That was a really cool way of introducing more skills later in the game rather than just having a full page where a bunch of them are grayed out. I thought it helped make the experience milestone more meaningful and it felt more organic. The controls, when selected properly, are good, but initially I started with the mouse movement controls, which I absolutely hated. It's really hard to accomplish anything when the mouse is used for both movement and attacking, and selecting, and everything. It gets really muddled, and I got really frustrated really fast. Especially with the bow, when you want to use distance to attack enemies, you want to keep that distance between you and the bad guys. And I highly recommend sticking to keyboard movements, so that way you're not accidentally constantly moving towards them when you're firing your weapon. I like having the option available to change your controls, but I really think that the mouse controls didn't belong in the game. I felt like they just were completely impossible to use. It wouldn't be too bad if I stuck with melee weapons, but as I'll describe later, I really don't see much reason to stick with melee weapons. I find the bow infinitely more useful, so given that, I desperately liked the keyboard controls better. So, as I just mentioned, lots of the weapons are largely pointless. I heavily preferred the bow because it's a ranged weapon. You can avoid getting damaged hardly at all if you just stay behind and shoot them from afar. There's no other reason to use the other weapons. It's a quick rate of fire, it has good damage. You level stuff up, like I said, as you use it, so you want to stick with one anyway for a long time to level it up. I really used that the whole game, and I never felt like I had any particular danger of dying. It was very safe and very easy. I can't imagine any situation where the other weapons would be more useful. There are a few that do more damage to certain enemy types, but personally I feel like switching that often would have been very frustrating. So this was a great balanced weapon. Once I unlocked the bow, I upgraded it early, and I kept using it, and it was extremely useful the entire game, so that's all I recommend. I think exploration and building were both fun for the strategic side of things, for strategic gamers. It makes a really good hybrid between hack and slash and strategy, because the core of the game is, of course, shooting these zombies, or hacking these zombies, but building up your defenses and your cities or whatnot is very important. It's the other half of the game, and it's very much a good kind of dual kind of game. The both sides feel important, both sides feel real, and both sides were enjoyable for me. The system was similar in previous games, but at any rate, I really think this is a fun strategy game, and even if it didn't really change that much in the previous games, it was still a new setting, it was still different enough that I found it enjoyable, and honestly, it's been a few years since I played the other ones, I think, so it still feels fresh enough in my mind. And it also didn't really get particularly stale, so I thought that it kept my attention, and honestly I'd call it a success because I enjoyed it while I was playing it. I would definitely recommend this to people who played the previous Decision games. It's very much the same, and I think it's a good experience. It's also good for anyone who likes strategy games. Like I said, that portion of the game is very strong. It's also a pretty quality hack and slasher. The RPG elements are nice because you're able to level up these weapons. You don't level up your personal skills like strength or whatever, but you level up the weapons and you have skills that you can train. So it's a pretty good RPG hack and slash. It's pretty good strategy. I wouldn't recommend it to people who are looking for a quick flash game. This is a long, involved game. The whole thing is one campaign. So if you like a quick one-off action game, this is not for you. But if you want to have the campaign style long haul, this is definitely a game you should check out. For the scorecard, I'd give it a time value of 7 because it's so long. Money value of 10, originality of 7 because I love the concept, but it's similar to its predecessors, so it's not groundbreaking. Replayability is an 8. And like I said, the controls were great once I found the right ones, but early on I hated it. And fulfillment is a 9 because I really love shooting zombies. Especially once I level up the bow, one-shotting zombies is extremely fulfilling. So that makes the total score an 8.2. Thanks for watching, everybody. Visit www.ryviews.com for more content. Until next time.